Hello everyone, and welcome to card number 4 in my Christmas card series. I tried to video this several times and it just never worked out, so I gave up. But I wanted to share it with you. I didn't want to just do a blog. I wanted to actually share the card with you itself. The stamp set that I'm using here is just one that I've gotten in with a magazine in the mail, and this is the stamp set itself. It says Happy Holidays 21 Vintage Christmas Stamps. They're really cute, but they are kind of a pain to work with. They seem to be a little bit of a cheaper polymer or acrylic or something. I'm not sure exactly what they're made out of, but I had a really hard time stamping them and getting a nice crisp plain image every time. So I'm not normally into vintage stuff so much, but I thought that these were really cute, but I don't know how often I'd be using them just because they are a pain to work with. But this was the plan for my card, so I went ahead and went with it. So we're going to start with the inside, or the front, but we're going to start with the picture itself and then go from there. So I used my Distress inks for the background. I don't know how well this comes off, but this is supposed to be a floor and a wall, and then this is the baseboard in between. It kind of helped cover up the line a little bit that was left behind, but then to give it just because for me, I think these two colors almost blend into each other a little too well, and I didn't want it to look, like all one wall. The idea of this card is it's supposed to look like she's walking to the tree and the tree is farther away, sort of thing. But anyways, so I first stamped her out on a piece of white scrap cardstock because I had already planned to paper piece her together, but I needed to be able to color her hair and stuff, so I just used a piece of regular white cardstock. I then took I then stamped her out again and used some stamping mask paper to cover up so that I could do the Distress ink. This is Tattered Rose, and this one is Tea Dye, as well as the trunk here. It's just a darker, I just put the piece of paper on the ink pad as opposed to sponging it on. So when that was all done, I peeled up my masks. I left a mask for the tree just so that I could get an idea of where I wanted it to go. I was trying to get the darker behind there, but it all blended itself out, so there was no real purpose for that. So for her, I used E35, and the darker is E37. For her skin, I used E00 and E02 for her arms as well. For the ornament here, I just used my silver Wink of Stella glitter pin. In the stamp picture, the one that the one that comes on the stamp to show you what the image looks like, it has a lot of really pretty detail, but again, because the stamp wouldn't stamp correctly, I lost some of the detail, so I just went ahead and colored it in. So I still get the ornament look with the glitter and stuff, even though I couldn't do all the detailing. Her dress is all from scrap paper, and it's all Recollections as well as the tree here. I used, I believe this is Rutabaga stock, Memento ink. For her shirt, I was trying to do a tone-on-tone, but it blended in really, really well. It was really hard to see. So I went ahead and I took my silver Wink of Stella pen and went around it, and it really brought the ink out. And then the glitter just gives it just a little bit more, I think. And then her shirt wouldn't quite stamp out correctly either, so I just went in and did dots where I thought the dots should be, because it was supposed to be a polka dot shirt which is part of the reason I had decided to paper piece, I keep saying that. And then this is just Brilliance Red Rocket ink that I went over with my clear Wink of Stella pen. And then I used my Brilliance's Pearl Time, and I love the way that turned out, because you get just a little bit of a shimmer, but then the green is still dark enough that it puts, for me, I thought it put the shadows in, I mean, just about where I would have colored them in anyways. So I really like that it gives the dress depth, but at the same time gives it a little bit of sparkle. So I left her dress alone. I had planned to do other stuff to it, but I love the way it turned out, so I left it as is. I then used these rhinestones. I'd actually consider those a type of pearl as opposed to a rhinestone, but whatever. They're Recollections. They come in this pack, and they're the smallest ones in there, and I just put 3 here. She had a necklace on, and I thought that it would look, because it's a vintage picture, I thought, you know, all women back then wore pearls for holiday parties and stuff, and that's what she looked like she was dressed up for. And then I used one for her ear as well. For the tree here, again, it was just the green, same green cardstock as here, and then the distress ink for the trunk. This is a Star Jewel from the Halloween collection from this year, from Doodlebug. Rhinestones, again from, so, Doodlebug. And then the rhinestones, I thought about using the lighter green, but decided not to. It was too much green on the card. So I just used the clear rhinestones, the Recollections as well. The stars here, I have this little box full of these little pieces from my MFT dies, background dies. I just kept them, and they fit really, really well right where the stars that were on the tree already were. So I went ahead and just colored them with my yellow Bic markers. And then I took the silver Wink of Stella pen and went over all the little details here just to give it just kind of a light look of tinsel. The stamp is also from the vintage stamp set, and I used my Brilliance Graphite Black, I believe is what it is. Give me a second while I look at that. Yep, Graphite Black. And then I used my Lawn Fawn Say Cheese die to just cut that out, and then all I did was traced around the outside and then trimmed the picture down just inside where I had traced, so that I knew that there would be enough of an edge to glue down to the sides without overhang. I then stuck it up on some foam dots. I covered the back. I didn't want this thing drooping anywhere. And then I used some craft cardstock that I got at Walmart and embossed it with my Cuttlebug Snowflakes embossing folder. And then went over that with the Brilliance Moonlight White ink. I wanted the embossing to stand out just a little bit more, and then I thought the card needed just a little bit something else. I couldn't get my bows to turn out right, but I didn't like the bows on the card, so I just went with this strip of ribbon that I got from one of the Paper Smooches kits, holiday kits, and just stuck it here on the side, and I thought it just kind of gave the card just a little bit more. No sentiment on the inside. I decided to just go ahead and leave this blank, and then I loved the way the snowflakes looked on the inside here that I decided I'd just go ahead and leave that as is. So that's it for this card. I had quite a bit of fun paper piecing her together. Paper piecing. I don't know why I keep saying piercing. Paper piecing her together, as well as the tree, even though it was really just, you know, cut it out and stick. I wasn't sure if I could actually pull it off, but I think she turned out really cute. And I love this picture. I was trying to go with some brighter colors as opposed to anything too dark, because I didn't want this to come off as a old picture, but you know, like somebody was dressed up to go to a vintage type party sort of thing. So I wanted it to be a newer picture even with the vintage look. So I went with the brighter colors. So that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the Christmas card series so far. Look for the next ones and have a fabulous holiday. Happy crafting. Bye.